If you're into Sakura, well, you're in for a treat because 90% of this video is all about that. Hey there, thanks so much for stopping by. Welcome to number 2 in my series of my favorites in Japan. In this video, we'll be going through my favorites of the month of February. If you missed January, I'll leave a link to that video in the description for you to check out. So before we get into all the Sakura stuff, let's start off with KitKat. Now here's the thing about KitKat in Japan, it's one of the souvenirs to get. KitKat has so many unique flavors that you cannot find anywhere else but Japan. Japan will dish out so many seasonal flavors and even regional specialties. It is definitely worth picking up a KitKat bag. And this seasonal flavor is yuzu matcha. Yuzu is not lemon, even though it does look like a lemon. It is a mix between a lemon and an orange. It's not as tangy as an orange and not as sour as a lemon. I would say it's definitely more sour than it is tangy. It is a kind of citrus fruit, and a lot of the Japanese people like to put yuzu in their hot baths because it gives us a very nice citrusy scent. Japan associates yuzu with the winter season or the colder months of the year. So I'm thinking this is still very much a winter edition flavor. Now the interesting thing about the combination of these two flavors is that matcha, which is normally a bitter flavor, and yuzu, which has a very tangy / sour taste, it's almost like they cancel each other out and as a result create a much sweeter flavor. This is the size of the KitKat that comes in the KitKat bag. It is small. This is normal for that kind of bag. Here is my hand for scale. It's basically the length of my index finger. The flavor of this leans more towards yuzu, and then there is like a slight matcha aftertaste. If you're looking to experience a uniquely Japanese flavor, this is the one for you. As of this video, we're not in Sakura season yet. The day is getting longer, so it is a good sign that spring is coming, which means that Sakura will start to bloom very soon. But even if the Sakura hasn't started yet, Japan is all about the Sakura merch right now. And the first one I want to share with you is something that I never thought I would see. I'm sure you're familiar with the regular brand. It's usually in a red box and it's chocolate covered breadsticks. This is Sakura flavored Pocky. And as always, because the packaging is worth looking into, let's take a look at that first. So you can see that there's Sakura lining the cover right here, the side of the box, and the other side of the box. It's very, very pink, as it should be. I like that it says here on the front, from Japan, and then what's written here in the green, it says this is a seasonal limited edition. So once Sakura season passes, I'm very sad to say that this will probably be no longer in stores. Sometimes you won't find limited time goods or seasonal goods at groceries. You'll more often than not find seasonal goods at convenience stores because I think there's sort of like a collaboration or a contract that certain chains have with certain companies, and it's basically like their way of marketing. Their store is the only place where you can get things like this. If you are into like seasonal goods and seasonal items, your best bet to get that kind of stuff is at a convenience store as opposed to a grocery store. So what does it look like inside? I will pull out a pack for you to see. It comes with a pack of 4 and each pack looks like this. There are 6 Pockies in one beautiful packaged wrap. And it is very hard to see on camera because of the glare in my lighting. I apologize for that. But the plastic packaging has a sort of crepe-like paper, like shading to it. I really can't describe how it looks like. And at the bottom, there is a sort of like floral pattern here, like that. And it wraps around the entire packaging. And let's take one out so you can see what it looks like close up. Here is a Sakura Pocky. I don't know if you can catch that, but there are like little bits scattered throughout the pink part of the Pocky. It could be Sakura flavored bits. Let's have a bite. More often than not, I found Sakura flavored items to be on the more subtle end as opposed to like a rich flavor. This has a kick to it. This has like richness. And if you're looking into like getting a taste of what Sakura is, aside from like, you know, the Starbucks Frappuccino that comes out around this time, this is the perfect example of what Sakura tastes like. This particular flavor is like in between sweet and salty. That's probably what the little crystal bits are. It looks like salt. Another thing that I really like about this is the breadstick is a lot thicker than your regular Pocky, and the Sakura coating is quite thick. This is a hefty Pocky stick. You get a lot for what you pay for. Compared to the regular Pocky, this feels like an adult version of it. I love this to bits. It's very addictive. And as I briefly mentioned, that Starbucks has started to release their Sakura Frappuccino, as they do every year. They also release a slew of Sakura tumblers and goods. And this year, one of the mugs proved to be crazy popular in that it's sold out in stores and online in like a day or two. And I missed out on that because I never thought it would get to the point of having sold out so fast. So I had to track it down through a third-party seller, and I was able to get one. Naturally, I had to pay a little bit extra, but here is the beauty that is the sold-out Starbucks Sakura mug. There you can see the Starbucks logo in the front, and it has a very subtle design of sakura petals and flowers and leaves that are scattering throughout the body of the pink mug, and it wraps around the entire mug as such. But what makes this so unique is the top, because, as you might have noticed from the dips of the rim, it is actually made to be in the shape of a sakura blossom. So Starbucks released two different kinds of sakura mugs this year. This one here is sold out, but there is another white one, and it is more of a typical cylindrical shape, and I believe you can still find that in stores. Another place that is worth stopping by for all the sakura goodies is a dollar store. And I'm pretty sure that any dollar store chain you pop into in Japan at this time, they are sure to have a shelf stocked of sakura stuff. I've definitely seen sakura at Daiso and Seria, but because I no longer live near a Daiso, my closest dollar chain store is now a Seria. And one of the best things that you can pick up is stationery. And I'll be turning the camera around so that we can have a good look at the Sakura stationery. I absolutely loved going through the shelf of Sakura items at the dollar store. If you'd like to support me, a thumbs up is always appreciated, and I hope you'll consider subscribing and hitting that bell. Thanks so much for spending time with me, and I'll see you in the next video.